Hello there, all you awesome Ascension pioneers. Can you believe it, where I am? Well, for me, life couldn't get any better than this. I am on the top of the world. Well, guess what? I'm on my camping, mountaineering, hiking, whatever sorts of retreat, spiritual, ascension, integration, miracle occurring, inner blessing, and you know, this amazing thing happened. I was climbing this route and I recorded a short segment, which you can see after the video. And I came to the top. I actually was faster than everybody else. I was just going. I had so much energy. I'm like, this is what I wanted. This is what I'm waiting for. You know, I was like feeling the oneness with the mountain, touching the rocks whenever I'm, you know, touching, loving the mountain rocks. I just adored them. I'm just putting so much energy there, putting so much love. And it's an amazing thing happened. There's like these three peak sorts of segment, you know. You have, I'll show you the view at the end from this top. You need to see it, guys. But what was happening is there's this main, you know, where the routes are marked, and everybody's there. Everybody's on that top. When I get on top, I took the climbing route, which I never took before. I went a few times, even in the winter, from the normal standard route. And today I was doing the mountaineering one, the hiking, the climbing one, and I just loved it. I just love climbing, and when I'm climbing I'm so much faster, you know, than just walking. And then I decided to go to the second one. You know, you have the little one, the middle one, the last one. I said, I'm gonna go to this one, even though it's not marked. And the most amazing things happening. No one's here. I'm like all alone. I can feel the fairies, I can feel the elves, I can feel the wind, and it's not as windy as it is there on that top. And I couldn't record video there because there's people there and there's wind. But this heaven here, you can see below me are my favorite mountains. You know, I still need to conquer that one, you know. But that one I was already climbing, I think last year or 2 years before, I don't know. But gosh, guys, I want to do a video about the freedom of being, you know, because this is the perfect place to record it at. I already did a video on sacred mountain retreats. You can consider this one a, you know, like a sequence, like a continuation from that one. But this one, I want to share a few messages that I have received since I was on my camping trip for 2 days. This is my third day. I went on Sunday and today is Tuesday. So I heard that the weather's going to be perfect. Yesterday was just chilling out, you know, deleting all my memory cells from the work, from everything. It's just totally rewiring myself, and it worked. I felt really good, and I received some of the guidance when I went by this water stream. I was there calling the elves and feeling the magic, and I received a lot of the messages which I, as always, am guided to share with you. They're concerning the freedom of being, you know. Just that day, yeah, it was the same day, I was reading, again, book from Dolores Cannon. I took a few chapters that I was reading, and, you know, it's about the volunteer souls and the new earth, and there was this soul that was under hypnosis that was sharing that the real reality is beyond the physical for volunteer souls, that they're not supposed to get entangled in all this physical. And a lot of times this can happen for us, you know. I'll give you an example from my own life, you know. You say, why don't I have like others have, you know, the houses, and, you know, all the riches, so I could be really doing what I'm supposed to do. And then what it said there in the book about true freedom and about these people who are volunteer souls, they need to just spread the source. They need to just emanate it out. They need to beam it out. That's what they need to do. And if they focus too much on the physical, you know, like the casual third-dimensional things like, oh, where I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna fix my roof on my house, how I'm gonna repaint my house, all these things, you know. So I took a walk yesterday, was looking at the houses there. It's like this farmer cute mountaineering village where I'm staying in the campsite. And I was looking, I was thinking, look, all the people that actually own these houses are always there. Everybody's all day in the garden, all day doing something. And I remember a while ago I said, you know, to my higher self, I said, well, why I'm always, you know, have to go to the mountains and they live there already. And yesterday when I was meditating by the water stream, I got this answer that these people, although they're located there, they actually live in the square. They don't really live in the mountains, you know. That's not their reality. Although they're physically there, it's not their reality. So the physical nature, remember a few videos back that I made, that the reality and the physical nature are not the same? Well, I'm receiving further downloads and integration of this, because a lot of times in my life I used to be like, why don't I have this? You know, not like to own things like money and physical riches, but in a way that I would live here. It's like, I was always like, but why these people live here and they don't even cherish it and the beauty, and they don't even hike these mountains, and I have to live in the capital city? Why is that, you know? Of course, I'm a pillar of light. I needed to be in the densest of place, the city. That was the part of my purpose that was served for then. Now I'm moving into another stage of my journey, but what Spirit is showing me is, if you own a house, if you own anything, you know, that's not yet built within the new, you know, these new houses that are self-sustainable, that you don't have to invest a lot of physical things, and, you know, there's always time connected to it. You know, it's not about the money. We can always manifest money because we're in alignment with ourselves and our soul. It's not that we can create it, but the time, you know, if we're fixated on that, we're not really doing the purpose. And a lot of times I remember I was saying to my mom, but I should be doing my purpose. If I focus too much on the physical stuff, like the car and stuff and house and apartments and the moves, it's too much for me. I just need to be in spirit, because I'm here as an ascension guide. You know, I need to be within the freedom of being to receive my spirit guidance. I can't really receive it. I'm more in the mental. So when I was reading that segment of the book, it made total sense. That a lot of times, and the volunteering souls don't understand this, but they need to be devoted to what they're really doing. They need the freedom. They need a lot of space to integrate what they know in spirit, because their soul awareness, they're already graduated souls. They came here to share. They're beaming out the source for others who are just remembering, maybe for the first time even, you know. So when I'm here in the mountains, when I'm just free, I can understand everything, you know. There's like, oh, Austria, Italy, Slovenia, everything one. Ooh, instant download. I can't express it with words. It might seem a bit cuckoo at times, because somebody, I remember, told me that in one of my recent videos that I did about elves, I look a bit high, probably from the energies. Of course, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't anything. I just eat organic foods and that's it. And yes, you can get really high on, but it's the vibration that's flowing through you, and this freedom gives you the space to channel yourself, your source self. And when you do, you can beam it out, because your body directly is then representing this with the signature of yours. So when I was meditating by the water, I was just sitting like this, and we did this thing like, if we receive any messages, and I'm not even asking anything, it's just being and just seeing and sensing. And I received a lot of messages about things. And now I'm working a lot with the elves because I am very much connected with that realm. You know, the elves, I will make further videos about this because the first one was just scratching the surface. It's not even any information there. I have much more to share, and the nature of what's their purpose, why it's the importance, and why I have the same understanding, which of course is not the same because I have this physical body. I'm the incarnated version, so I need to remember a lot. I need to work with my body to transcend this physicality, to remember what I know in spirit. So when I was sitting there, this answer, and answers come to me in this deep, subtle, very subtle but deep, profound knowing. That's just like instant, like something clicks, and it's, oh yeah, that's why. Makes sense. And when you do, you come in peace with it, and you just feel that total surrender, and everything makes complete sense, and you have utter clarity. So it came to me that why a lot of us don't have these houses and things, because we would be too much in these possessions. Because a lot of people that have houses, that have these homes, that have weekend houses, you know, we were watching this cute wooden house, and my mom said, you know, you have to repaint it every year, you have to do this every year, and then the roof, and something leaks, and something is like, you know, if you live in an apartment building, you have a manager, everything is done, you're just paying, because it's not about the money, it's about the energy. And energy is always about devotion. Where you put your intent, that's where you manifest. So literally create things in the physical. And we are here to create new things, new creations. We're not here to be stuck in the old ways like people who are doing it. So I'm noticing the people, I'm observing them when I'm walking these trails, and when I'm being in the sacred spaces, I'm observing the people and how they're acting and interacting and how they're living their daily lives. It's like every day, all day in the garden, constant working, you know, with the farm. And it's okay, you know. I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying my perception needed to shift into the paradigm of we are each serving our purpose, and whatever we have created on a soul level for ourselves is perfect. It's what we need to get our job done. So I have everything I need, and I don't need to have a physical home, because I'm seeing a lot of people, like Sandra Walter as well. She's saying she doesn't have a physical home as well. I think another soul, I don't know which one now, but another woman I think was saying that she was told not to own like a physical property. And a lot of the old ways of being are very limited in thinking of, I need to possess this, I need to have this piece of land, And when I was still back in the relationship, my past relationship, there was a lot about this. We need to have land, we need to have this garden, we need to have this. And basically, it's very hard, people, to have that if we're not yet on a level that we can be structured as a living, breathing, organic community, because that's how we can assist each other. But if you're just one person, maybe two, maybe most three, and then you have this house and it's all on your own and you're not really contributing and assisting each other, and that's how I envision it. So until it's not there yet, everything is guided by these steps that we're taking on this journey. Until we're not there yet, we have to know that where we are is perfect. For now, we get the most support when we're doing our purpose within the spirit alignment. So for me, this means being non-attached to any possessions, to needing to own like weekend houses and things like that, so it can be there and chill out. And most of my purpose is always connected when I take these mountain journeys. It's energy work, it's lane line work, it's consciousness. I'm working with consciousness, and a lot of people who have these possessions are working with matter very physically. That's fine. It's not a judgment call. I'm just saying that for a lot of you can have this space of utter freedom when you remember this, and when you have that inner click, like, oh yeah, that's why. I had this yesterday and it felt so peaceful. And when I had it, you wouldn't believe it. You remember, it was a lot about moving and this and that, and we lost a buyer and we gained a buyer, and it was all this mixed confusion, and especially with this Mercury retrograde, which is not the best to buy or sell. Well, you can do it, but it's how it was for us. And now we just came here to chill out, to relax, completely unplug. And what happened is our phones were ringing like crazy yesterday. It was like everybody all of a sudden wants to be in action now. It's like, wow, because we got it. We got it, what's important. So I will be relocating to one of the most magical places here in Slovenia, and one day soon I will invite you to join me as well. And you can share the same space with me if you want to. It's all freedom of choice. But I wanted to share with you what the elves have shared with me. Also, when I was in the camp, in the campsite, I was observing the tourists. There's only tourists there. There's no Slovene people there. They're probably thinking, what are they doing at the camp? Don't they live here? We're probably the only Slovene people there amongst the northern countries, regions like Belgium and, things like that, Netherlands. And all these people, they take these short trips and they look at the sights. And the typical things, the old paradigm, the old way of sightseeing, the old way of being a tourist. And I'm always exploring the hidden trails, the hidden routes. I always find strawberries and everything in nature, and spices and herbs and things like that. And this is what it means to be an elvish spirit. You see the unseen for the most, for the most people, they see only what's there. So very much, they cannot see the broad. And so when I hike these trails that are like, ooh, mystical trail, I keep pulling my fairy oracle card that says that you're being pulled by this very distinct trail, a very mystical path, and that is my purpose a lot. So I always feel this pull, like I'm gonna go here. This is like, ooh, abandoned road, I'm gonna go there. Ooh, I wish to go to this top, nobody climbs here. Wow, this is how I work. And if I would own something and I need to take care of it and nurture it and all these things, I wouldn't be able to do this, except if I would have $1 million and I would just hire everybody to do it for me. But it's not in my soul blueprint. Because the thing is, when you focus more on the freedom than money itself, you will create a different sets of experiences, and you will be richer in much deeper senses than most people. But this is what it means to be a wayshower. You are showing people how to be different, how to see the unseen, how to see beyond the obvious, and how to have that sense of freedom of being. A lot of people, when they ask you what you're doing, and you're saying to them, Oh, nothing. I'm free. I'm a free human being. And I hike mountains and I do this and I work on donations. And they're looking at you like, huh. And they're thinking, is that possible? They have this big question mark in their head. You can just see them. And a lot of times I also sense the fear. What happened today is when I was hiking, everybody had this gear, you know, this, I don't know what it said, the safety belt, and I don't have it. And because I don't have it, I was much faster than everybody else. Because in most of the mountains here in Slovenia, you don't need it. I mean, it is prescribed as, not necessary, but recommended. But I was looking at everybody's so in their gears and their safety, you know, clinging on to everything. It is just so old when you're a free spirit. Like I said, I just touched the mountain before I went into the wall to climb, and I said, mountain, I'm sending you so much love just through my palms, just through my heart, and all you do in our energy exchange is you keep me safe, and we're one. That's how I climb mountains. And I guess if somebody will hear me say this, they go like, she's nuts. And I was imagining myself, if anybody asked me, like, you know, oh, why are you not using the safety belt? I would say, hey, it's my life, my body. They're probably thinking, oh my God, this girl's crazy. And in the campsite, we're probably the most hippie-like nature beings, eating this organic and vegan food, and everybody's burning meat. It's like, oh, bird flesh, yuck, you know. You don't judge it, you just think, it can be different. And you can be the only person there that is different. And now, you know, like Sandra Walter said, don't hide your light. Don't hide what you're doing. Don't like, oh, I'm gonna hide my oracle cards now so people won't think I'm this witch, you know. I am now feeling so good about myself and just doing whatever it feels like. You know, because you're showing people, look, this is not the only way. You have choices. And this is what we're here for. And if we would be fixed too much on the material, we wouldn't be able to focus our devotion, our intent there. And this is what freedom of being means, to be free to explore whatever you are meant to explore, because your spirit wishes that. It wishes to experience, because when you breathe freedom in your body, then you breathe it into your cells, and your cells have this thing called cellular memory, so you're reprogramming yourself with this freedom. Instead of the old paradigm, you're breathing the new paradigm, the freedom of being. You know, your source self, not your dogmatic, enslaved self. Everybody should be born free, you know, on the planet that is free. You can do whatever you want. Can you think that I can just sustain myself just through hiking mountains? A lot of people would say, that's crazy, that's a hobby. You can earn money with that. Why not? Why can I be supported by my true soul nature if that's what I do, if that's how I spread the most love? Because where you spread most love through, that's when you support yourself through. A lot of people, because they don't believe that, they won't be supported. It's their belief, not the thing itself that doesn't support you, but your belief in it that says, oh no, you got to do something more concrete. And then you ask someone, what is concrete? Can you tell me what is concrete? Because when you challenge people with these questions, they'll start to think. And maybe they'll still have that space of judgment. You'll confuse them. But it doesn't matter. At least you will challenge them by showing a different thing, by showing that you're a free being, by saying, you know what, I decree that I'm this free, sovereign being. Now, you know, I live in the freedom of being. This is my natural birthright as source incarnate, as source being. And I can support myself, sustain myself, nourish myself only by doing what I fully and mostly love. And for me, guys, it's this. It's sharing and breathing and being love and feeling the freedom in the mountains and activating that higher awareness and knowing and the ability to be so strong, to not fall in these dogmatic, because there were so many opportunities that I could be there, could be pushed into that direction, but I didn't choose it because I was like this stubborn being. My moon is in Capricorn, and I'm like, no, I'm a mountain goat. You know where mountain goats go? They don't go by the standard routes. They hike the trails that nobody sees. They have these trails that are hidden to the eye of the observer that is not living the path and mystery and spirit. So my beloved pioneers, this is what I wanted to share with you today. The elves and the realm of creation principles have shared a lot with me as well, but this will be in another segment, in another video. Maybe I make it while I'm still on this trip. Who knows? I have still 2 more days. And I'll see you soon. Take just one deep breath and say, I am a free, sovereign being. I'm a sovereign integral. I'm a divine self. I'm source incarnate. I choose utmost freedom right here and now. It is my natural birthright as source being. I can support, sustain, self-nourish myself only through doing what I love most, because what I love doing the most is when I am being myself, my true self with a capital S. And when I'm being myself, I'm always sustained, nourished. My life flourish. I'm thriving. You see? Okay, this is not just a chit-chat. This is how I actually live. There's a lot of people who are saying many things, but hey, you gotta take these trips sometimes to really experience what it means to go beyond, stretch yourself out of the comfort zone. Even for me, you might think, oh, it's like always easy. No, sometimes there are these routes that I say, ooh, this move is kind of scary, or it's kind of more difficult than I'm used to. But then each time I'm better. Each time I expand myself. And today, like I said, I felt the fear from other people who were going into the wall. I started shaking, and whenever I'm shaking, I feel fear. And then I keep walking, and I say, just breathe. I got guidance, just breathe. And I was breathing, and then I'm like asking myself, but Spirit, I'm never afraid of these routes. And I love, most people are like, I don't want to look down. They want to go up the hill, but they don't want to look down. Why not? I mean, that's the whole thing, the view. You gotta see, you gotta enjoy the view, not just like doing something without consciousness, without consciously lovingly do it. So I was feeling the fear, and then I asked myself, what is this? And then just felt the guidance saying, it's not your own fear. You feel the fear of others. Because it happened when I would just bypass them, and it happened twice, So I bypassed everyone. I went there first, yeah, I'm always the forerunner, I love that. To just go at my own pace. Everybody has their own naturally. But this is the freedom that I can have my own, that I can walk the pace of my own life, of my own being, not being limited or pushed or anything, like manipulated, just be. It is possible, guys. We will create it together as one group family of light, of beloved Ascension pioneers. I love you all so much. From my heart and the heart of the sacred mountain space, to all of you out there, beaming love. Bye. Okay, guys. One last thing. Time for the time for the view. Time for the final view for all of you, so you can see what heavenly blessings I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-step here because I'm standing on the bunch of the rocks because I had to be on the top. Yeah, this is what it's like. This is what it's like to be an Ascension pioneer. I'm gonna show you our tallest mountain peak. It's called Triglav, means three-headed Mr. There he is. Yeah, that's our tallest Mr. And just right next to him is what I call his twin soul. And this one is another one. And I said, oh, they're looking right across each other. They must be twin soul mountains. They look like that for sure. Don't know if you can see it, but they're standing opposing each other. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you, and now it's time for me to hike some more and then return back, like always, bringing everything down to the valley, down below. See you guys.